Well, just okay. So basically, what I've done is okay. So Azure DevOps. Let's go to Azure DevOps. So Azure DevOps. Okay. Right. So the last discussion we had, I think, was that
Uh,
um
about the smart draw and the wireframes and diagram.
wireframes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. So in Azure DevOps, what you have here, um, you have Azure DevOps login. So if you log into Azure DevOps, there's also a Jira one as well, but I'll show you Azure DevOps. So if we log into Azure DevOps,
Sorry, brother.
what happened?
Sorry, just I taking your time, so that's why.
Nah, it's all right. All right. So we have here, I'll show you an example. Easy to know. We have Azure DevOps. This is Azure DevOps. Can
Okay.
you see?
What is the S-tail?
Sorry?
S-tail?
Oh, easy to tell. That's the telecommunication company.
Okay,
You know?
okay. Sorry, I just think that something different in the future.
No, that's okay. So the main thing is you got to worry about here is the board and the
Mm-hmm.
overview. Don't worry about repo and pipelines and all this.
Mm-hmm.
Pipelines, this is for like more like CI/CD stuff, like automated deployment, like DevOps stuff.
Okay.
Repo is for your like source control, like if you want to check in files from code and manage code check-ins, you can use repo. And I've never used test plan or artifacts, so yeah.
Mm.
Right. So, but this overview, even the overview, don't need much. It's the board that's the main thing. If you're a business analysis, the board is the main thing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see here, we have an epic. There's this thing here is called an epic, right? You create a new work item. You can create
Mm-hmm.
an epic. You can create a bug, or you can create a product backlog item, which is basically like a user story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in there, so we created epic to start off. Epic. What is an epic? What I understand what an epic is your goal. What's your goal in the whole project? So a website, for example. You know what I mean? So like that's your goal. And then in here, like your login page. So if we look in here in the easy to website, this is our epic, right? And this is our goal, right? So we don't usually put much here. It's just like what we do here. We have the product backlog items. Like I already created this, so I'll show you. We'll create this from scratch, but I already showed you this. So if we go to home page, right? So this is your user story, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you write in your acceptance criteria. We'll go through a bit of this, and I'll show you a bit of this stuff. And basically, in the acceptance criteria, you got to. I'll show you how to make a. This is basically a user story. How to make a proper user story. You put attachments in, and then and you can link it up with the EasyTel website Epic, right? So if you look in the backlogs, here's our backlogs, right? And this is what we have only 2 user stories. Obviously, we'll have in a real project you'll have a whole bunch of user stories, right? And that's where you can go and go from there. You know what I mean? So let's just make a new project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call here MyGov. Have you used MyGov before?
Yeah.
MyGov, right? So let's just make a new website. Or else we could probably, well, let's use the MyGov. I'll call this here my Mahi website, right? Mahi,
Okay.
we'll make it a replica of MyGov, Mahi website, right? So these are the options we can choose: public, private, and then here you have your Git version. We usually the version control is Git. We leave it as Git, and the actual development. Now, here's the options, right? I think this is Kanban. You know Kanban?
Oh, I know little bit about your Kanban.
Yeah. And this is Scrum. You know
Okay.
Scrum?
Scrum, like we have to create the delete, update, and in the Scrum, the same, the Agile Scrum.
Agile Scrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what Agile Scrum is, right, is I'll give you a bit of background. Okay. We have, let's just say it's January 1st of January 2022. Okay. You're starting a new project, right? And what you do is you have a meeting with your developers. You're the business analysis. Now you're having a meeting with the developers. All right. Now what's happening is you have a sprint planning meeting. All right. So Scrum has sprints. All right. So you can have a sprint of like 2 weeks or like 3 weeks, whatever. All right. It's like a game. You can think of it a bit as a game. So you have a 2-week sprint. Okay. So it's the 1st of January, and you've said 2-week sprint. So you said 14th of January, we will do sprint until then. So 2 weeks every 2 weeks. So sprint number 1 will be 1st of January to 14th of January. Sprint number 2 will be 15th of January to probably the 28th of January. And sprint number 3 would probably be, 14th of 29th of January to the 14th of February. And sprint number 4 would be probably like 15th of January to the 28th of 15th of February to the 28th of February. Okay. So sprints are like, sprint will always, like, you can choose whether you want to make it 3 weeks or 2 weeks. So usually 2 weeks is good. So 2-week sprint.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is, so you're in a company. What happens, what you do is you get your developers, right? Or the stakeholders in the business. You bring them in a meeting room and you say, now we're going to plan sprints, right? So what you're going to do is, how to plan sprints is like, you do your sprint planning. So before even sprint planning, I'm just getting called. Just 1 second. Hold on. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. All right. So basically, so you have an agile scrum. So what you do before even the scrum, you got to create all your user stories in your backlog item. All right. And what you do then is, let me explain to you. We'll do this and explain at the same time.
Okay.
That's the best way you understand. All right.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
So we'll create a work item process. We'll call it Scrum. All right. So Mahi website. Okay. All right. And we'll create. All right. All right. Mahi website. Now what we do is, we'll just picture we're making a MyGov website, right? You're the business analysis for the MyGov website. All right. So what happens here in the board, right? You'll be creating some backlogs here. Backlogs, or what you do is you create a new work item. Actually, create a new work items. Create a new one here. Create an epic to start off with. So the epic, what is your goal? Your goal, you can just say he like MyGov website or something like that. website. Or that might be one goal, right? MyGov website might be one goal, one epic, right? Then you might have another epic called here, because you know MyGov, they got other ones. They got like Centrelink website as well. Centrelink website. And they've probably got a Medicare website in there as well, right? You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
A Medicare website. So these are all your epics on Medicare website. So these are your goals, right? So MyGov, Centrelink. Now these are your epics, right? Now what you do, right, is you create a new work item, create a product backlog. And so what's the first thing MyGov has? What's the first thing any website has?
Login ID and the password.
Well, yeah, homepage. You need a homepage, right? With every website has a homepage. Right?
Yeah.
And with the homepage, you have the login ID to get in, right? So it's the first one we call it here, MyGov homepage.
Okay.
All right. So MyGov homepage, right? And then we save it, right? And then what we'll do is this is MyGov homepage, right? So what you do, right? You maybe link it up, add a link and link it to existing, link it to the Epic MyGov website. All right.
Okay.
So it just shows you that the Epic here is the parent is MyGov website, right? So you got the MyGov homepage, right? Then here you go. Well, you go here. What do you write here? You write as a I want to so that. All right, remember these words. As a I want to so that. Okay, so as a probably like a parent member or as a member of MyGov member, as a MyGov member, I want to go to MyGov homepage so that I can log in to MyGov. All right. Okay. So this is like the acceptance criteria. You can write here, or you can write it here as well. Description, or it's up to you if you want to write it here or here. But I just left it here, so we saved that there, right?
Okay.
Right now, the thing is, now we go, okay, this is the user story. So now what we want to do is, if you remember Smart Draw, so we go to Smart Draw. So remember here, this is the home page, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say in Smart Draw, we want the home page to look like this, right? This is our home page. It's not really the home page, but of MyGov. But let's just say you want the home page to look like this. All right. So what you do is you go, okay, you go export this to JPEG, right? So we'll export it. Where is it? Okay, yep. All right, so we export it. So I'll just leave it as here. So this is the image. MyGov, right? Even so, get it organized. So go to like I'll just create a folder here called Mahim. I'll delete this later on, but Mahim, or just call it like MyGov folder. All right, and you can have the wireframe images here. You can call this here like wireframes. Put that here, right? All right, so all your wireframes will probably go here, and maybe other things like if you want to add like a swim lane diagram, you might have like another folder for swim lane diagrams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Swim lane diagrams, all these things, right? Or entity relationship diagrams. So what you do, right? You so this is the mock-up. So we want the mock-up to look like this. All right. We want the home page of mock-up to look like this. So what we do, copy this, and we go back to the backlog, and we go to attachment, and we'll add an attachment, and we'll add the wireframe. Okay. And then we'll go back to the details, and we'll go, okay.
Why we put the wireframes?
In the attachment. So you click here, there's a wireframe. Cool.
Okay.
All right. And we go in here in the details, we go, okay, please see attachment of what the attached wireframe of what the MyGov homepage should look like. All right, done?
Done.
So that's your user story.
Okay.
You might have a bit more details here, depending, like login page should be top right or something like that. But this thing here will give you most of the information. Okay, we want it like this, we want it like that, we want it like that. They'll understand. So this will like that's a user story. Easy?
Easy.
So we'll go back one more. We'll go, okay. So we've got one here. So now we've added that to the backlog. So this is one in the backlog, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go create another user story. We'll go create another one. We can probably just create it here. Actually, we'll just create it here. So right here, we'll add another user story. We'll go MyGov login page. All right, we'll set the parent. The parent will be, let's just save it first. MyGov login page. All right, we'll go here. Add existing items. So the parent will be the MyGov website. All right, and then we'll go here. We'll go here. What's accepted criteria? So we'll go here as I want to so that. So we go as a MyGov member as I want to log in to MyGov website so that I can view my MyGov details.
We already make it, yeah, my government login page.
That was the other one. That was the other.
Okay.
If you go back here, there was one here called MyGov. So if you go to the backlog, there was one here called homepage, and there's one here login. Now we're creating a login page.
Oh, okay.
So this was the homepage, and this is a login page, right? So what you do, for example, in the wireframe here, you might have a login button, and you click on the login button, it goes to the login page. I'm just saying there's no login button here, but
yeah, understand, just only for the understanding.
Right. So we do here. So now we go here. Okay. Now we go. Okay. Now what? Now let's add the rules. Like we'll just call it business rules. We go here. Password must be at least 8 characters with at least one number, one number character. Right, so it needs to be one number character, something like that, right? So we go. All right, so it must be at least. So this is your rule you're adding, right? And then maybe in the wireframe you might have a wireframe what the login page will look like. You can add it here, right? And then you go save, and that's your login page, right? Then we'll create a new work item. We'll go here, okay, we'll go product. We might want like so we go here, MyGov security roles. All right. So you probably want to do the security roles before you do the login page or something like that, because you need to set your security roles. So you go
I want to so that.
Right. So as a MyGov user, I want to or maybe you can even write here as a MyGov developer. So you're as a MyGov website developer, whatever. I want to set security role for MyGov website so that each role will have each role will have certain access each security role will have certain access for the MyGov website. All right. So we save and we'll go there. Now, how do we attach a security role? How do we make that, right? So what we do, you go to Excel, right? Go to Excel. All right, you're in Excel, right? So we'll go to Excel. And we'll go first security role. We'll call this guy here. So we call this guy here. So first security role, we'll say here, Medicare member.
Okay.
Right? Or parent Medicare, Medicare member. Right? So, and then we'll go here, we'll go, okay, so first row, okay, so we'll go here. What are the, so this is the security role, parent Medicare member. So we'll go, so access, what access do they have? So for example, modify child's modify parent records, modify child records, all right? Make Medicare claim, right? So you can, these are your access, right? And you go, okay, well, so we'll go here. We'll just write here. So we go. So right, do they have write access? Do they have read access? Do they have write? And we can probably have here process claims. So here, the parent has read, write, and there's no process claims for this. And there's read and read, write, process claims, right? So So this is what the parent has, right?
Okay.
And then let's just save this. Let me save this. So if you browse, downloads, my gov. So we go here, we go documents. Security roles, right? And we go here, security roles. Let's call it here security roles details. All right, so secure role details. Now let's duplicate this. Duplicate. Move a copy. So copy that. Okay, create a copy. Done. All right. So here we have parent medical member. So now we have here. We'll call this here child Medicare member. Right. So one thing is, one thing I forgot to do here, insert, delete. So can they delete records? So go, yep. Delete. And well, in this one, they can't really delete, right? For example, here you might like, so when parents get married, we want to like, actually we'll just take out the delete. Okay. I'll just make it simple for you, all right? So now we've got here, so now Medicare, so now the child, right? So the parent member has this access. The child will have only read. This is the access. You see? You got it? And then what you do, so let's just say this is the security role. So we've made it simple. You might have many roles here. You might have like a whole bunch of sheets here. All right? You might have like maybe even 20 sheets, 20 security roles.
Okay.
Maybe even more than that. You know what I mean? So depends. So you go, we'll make this simple. Parent, Medicare member, child Medicare member. So if a child logs in, let's just say child's 15 years old, he can log in, but he shouldn't just have read access, right? So we'll go there. What you do, you go there and you go, okay, well, now we go to MyGov and documents and we go security roles and we go security role details. And what we'll do is we'll attach that to here, security role details, right? And what we'll do there is that I'm go here. For security roles, please see attached. Or please, for security roles details, please see attached Excel file. You know what I'm saying? So I got that there. And that's it there. Cool?
Okay.
And
we have to add all project information in the one folder, so he can get whatever we are adding, whatever we are putting. So all information in the same folder. Yeah, like one by one we have to attach. Like first we attach the my folder, then we create the user, then wireframes, then the
once again, I'm just steering the helicopter here. Yeah, go ahead.
Like all project information we have to create in the one folder, like one by one we have to attach, so he can get easily.
Yeah, I mean, see, you can see here that the user stories or the backlog, this itself takes a lot of time. You know what I mean? To make, you know what I mean? It'll take like, for example, It'll take a lot of time to make. You might have so many user stories here. This is just, and if you go to the backlog, these are the 3 ones we created. You know what I mean? And so even the security roles, the parent might be, you might, well, security roles might even apply to like, I mean, this is probably what we can write here. This is security roles, MyGov, or we should even write here maybe Medicare security roles, Medicare security roles. So you got Medicare security roles, you got Medicare security roles, and you go here and go, okay, Medicare security roles. We see the security roles, right? And then we go, okay. And what we do is we go, okay, and we'll go, we'll attach this. We'll go, okay, this is a Medicare security role. Because obviously MyGov is like the homepage, right? The Medicare and all this is detailed. So you go, okay, we'll go here. Okay, well, attach this to the Medicare website, and we'll go, okay, now that's it there. You know what I mean? So yeah. So that's your user stories, right? You keep on putting your user stories. And if you go here on the, if you look here, you can see here that you can even modify your columns here if you want to know which epic it's linked to. I don't know if you can link that or parent column options. Let's see. Okay. So we can, does it have parent here? Parent. So this is linked to MyGov website. This is linked to Medicare. All right. I'm just giving an example here.
Okay.
And then what happens is that, what you do, right? Let's just say you have a whole bunch of user stories, right? This could take 3 months. It could take a long time. All right. If you're setting the user story. So this is the last part of the documentation. You do all your, you know, the gathering requirements documentation, the swim lane diagrams and all that stuff, right? And then at the end, you come here and this is the last part before you start the development process. All right.
Okay.
Because obviously, like for example, security roles, here you got security roles, right? So you might have another one where you identify you might go here, new work item. So we go here, backlog. So I'll add a new work item. So we'll add here. We might want like in security roles, what we could do, how would you say? Yeah, sorry. So basically in security roles, so what you do, so you create a whole bunch of these, product backlogs, and this is what happens, right? So you go from there. And then what happens now, let's just say we're starting a sprint, all right? Okay. January 1st, 2022, we are starting a sprint. How that works. So in the sprints, we've got sprints here, right? So you go here, new, you go sprint 1, right? You know, sprint 2, sprint 3. So what we'll do is we'll go here and let's just say you had like 3 developers. All right. So let's just say you have 3 developers.
Okay.
Each of them are working full time and 2 sprints, right? So 2-week sprint. So how do we calculate that? So what we calculate, so we go here, calculator. So 1 developer, right, is about 40 hours a week. Agreed?
Yeah.
Full time, like 8 hours a day, right? So 8 hours times by 5, 40 hours a week, right? And then like we go, okay, now we times that by 3 developers, we've got 120 hours a week, right? But one good thing to do, like we give each developer 40 hours a week. But I say we should, in a better off, we give them 35 hours a week. Because, or maybe even 30 hours a week. Because what happens is like meetings and maybe they have to go to the bathroom and all this stuff, you know, so you don't give them exact 40 hours, give them like 35 hours. So 35 hours a week or even 30 hours a week, whatever. Let's just say we give them 30 hours a week. So 30 hours a week of development time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 30 hours. Now we've got 3 developers, so it comes like 3, and then we've got 90 hours of development time we have for the week. And now we have 2-week sprints, so we times it by 2. We have 180 hours available for the 2 weeks. Get it? So now what happens is that we have 180 hours. Now what you do, you sit with the developers and you say, okay, which developers can we add to sprint 1? Which user stories can we add to sprint 1? All right. So if we go to the sprint, we'll go, so you sit with the developers, you go, okay, these are the backlogs. What can we go in sprint 1? What can we add in? All right. So we'll go here. All right. So you go, okay, so first thing is MyGov homepage. So MyGov homepage. You ask all the developers, how long would this take? So the developer will go, okay, well, this will take, say, 60, this will take, say, a week to develop, right?
Okay.
A week, everything a week, right? Maybe even more. Well, we'll just say a week, right? So we'll go, okay, week, that's 30 hours, right? Right? Or you can put in days. You can go 5 days, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can make it 30 hours or 5 days, whatever. So if you, let's just make it 5 days, right? The minimum should be like 0.5.
Okay.
And you might make it 1 day and 2 day or 3 day. You can, it's up to you how you want to put it. Or you can put in hours. You go here, 8 hours, 16 hours, or 20 hours, whatever. Let's just say we put in hours in this case, 30 hours, right? 30 hours. So 30 hours it will take to make which is a whole week, right? To make this website, right? So we go save and close. So now what happens? We're back to, all right, it'll take 30 hours, right? So now what we do, we're 80 hours, 180, we minus 30. Now we have 150 hours available. You got what I mean? So what we do, we go MyGov, we'll go here, one developer will take this, so we'll go MyGov, we'll add this to the sprint 1. So, right? So it's in sprint 1. Now we'll go here, we'll go login page. How long would this take? Well, actually, before login page, we want to set the security roles. How long would this take? Let's just say someone said, well, it'll take me very long. It'll take me like 150 hours. I'm just giving an example. It probably wouldn't take that long. Let's just say 150 hours. Okay, 150 hours it'll take. Save. And okay, now we have 150 hours, so we minus 150. So these are the only 2 things we can add in sprint 1.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we'll go here, we'll go back to login, we'll go here, not login, sorry. We'll go back to security roles and we'll add this here to sprint 1. All right. Obviously, in these 2 sprints, we expect these 2 things to be delivered. All right. So then what happens? You go, okay, we start the sprint, right? Now we're starting the sprint and January 1st, January 2nd. Now what you do, you have a stand-up meeting every day at work in the morning sometime. You'll stand up, you say, okay, what have I done yesterday? What am I going to do today? And
perspective, something like? Perspective or what we call?
Yeah, it's just like it's a daily stand-up meeting. Every day you stand up. Like let's just say what you did yesterday, and then like let's just say you're working on today, and then there's a showstopper. Like for example, we haven't identified we need more security roles. Parent and child is not enough. We need another security role, and therefore we can't make the security role in the database right now because it's just not possible because we need more information. So we might have to put this on hold for now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's why you have a meeting every day. What we did yesterday and what we're doing today, and then is any showstoppers, anything blocking you from doing the development? And then you get them. And if you have a stand-up meeting every day, you go, okay, I know what I'm doing now. So you go from there.
Okay.
Right?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So what happens? So basically, just 1 second, I just Heard someone at the door. Just 1 second.
Oh,
All right. So that's where you have it there. Right. And then what happens is that, so these are the security roles. So this is how you do the sprint. Now what happens is now the developers, you go to the board, right? In the developers, you'll have the board, right? And this is actually
just show to everyone.
View. Wait, hold on. Here's the board, right? So we added these two things in sprint 1, right? So you got the home page, you got the Medicare security roles, right? So we go, okay. So even in here, what we can do is, what you do is you can add a new item here. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay. What you can do here is you can leave it as this and go from there. All right. So what you do is you go, there's another thing to do here, but let's just say we do it this way. Another thing you can do, right? This is sometimes you use it in the company. I've used it some places. So we go here in security, in here, in the work item. We'll add a, actually in here, in the home page, we'll add a new item. I'll make it a child. We'll make this a subtask, a task, right? And we can call, actually don't actually, well, actually, I'm sure. We might one here, we'll call it here development. All right, so this is development on homepage. So what you do here, you start off the development. We'll create another one called here. We'll call this here handshake. Actually, the handshake should go before the development. So we've got a handshake, we've got a development. Oh, sorry. New one is called unit testing. So close. Might have another one here called documentation. Testing. Okay. So, all right. So what we'll do, right, is that this MyGov homepage has these 4 subtasks, right? So what are these? Handshake. What is a handshake, right? So when the developer goes start developing, right? Before even development, what the handshake means is go and talk to the BA and make sure you agree on the same page that what you're developing is what you're developing. For example, the developer will start developing this without even informing the BA. What will happen is that the 2 days down the track, the developer starts developing, right? And then 2 days later, the BA has a look at the what progress the developer's done, and he goes, I don't want this. You're not developing according to user story. This is not what I want. I want something else.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's why I have a handshake with the BA and the developer. You can do, when you work in office, you can do this more. When you work from home, it's a bit harder. Then you got to call the BA and, you know, do the handshake. But if you're working in office, go to the BA and say, this is what we want to develop. Are we on the same page? Yes, all good. Then we start development.
Okay.
Then what we do, we start the development, right? This takes the most time. Then after development, what we do is we do our testing. We go, okay, now we'll do our unit testing, right? This task might be handed over to the tester, software tester, right? And the last thing we do here, we might have another task here. We'll go here, and a new item. We'll have another one called here, code review. So then what you do is you go, okay, when the development is done and the test is all good, you do a code review with another developer. So he reviews your code, right? And the last thing, when all good, you just add on top of the documentation. You might have a, you know, like a 20-page documentation. You want to add on top of there into this documentation about technical documentation. Don't add too technical. Just add like, okay, well, this is what we've done. This is the feature we added. We made the homepage. These are the coding files, names, and that's it. And then you say this is what it is, and then you add that to the documentation. All right. So if we go back to the sprint, we'll have these subtasks.
Okay.
All right. So we'll go, okay. Now you can go, okay, I want to assign this to now the developer. I'm the developer. I'm Mutaz Hassan. All right. Development. Now we'll start the development. Okay. So before we'll start the handshake. Handshakes comes first. A handshake, I'll go, you're the BA, right? I'll go, okay, Mahi, I'm coming to you. I'm going to show you, this is what I'm working on. I just want to confirm this is exactly what the homepage will look like. Yep, that's what it looks like. All right, all good. We'll go here and we'll do a handshake and we'll go done. Now, Mahi, I'm starting my testing. So now I'm starting my development. So now we're doing development. Now every day is progressing. January 2nd, January 3rd, January 4th, right? Every day. And then eventually, you know, January 7th, right? I'll go, okay, now develop this, done. Now I'll go and get the testers to test, right? I'll go, okay, I might do my own little testing and I might get the testers tested. This might be assigned to someone else, a tester. His name might be Bob, for example, and you might assign it to him, right? And remember, when you assign, you can set Azure DevOps so when you assign a task, you can get it emailed to you, right? So you got here. So when I assign this person, it'll email this person. You got what I mean? So they'll get notified when they have a task coming. You got what I mean? Or they'll get notified.
Yeah,
they'll get notified what task is assigned to them. Do you got what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like if someone make any changes or whatever, so then the Azure developers they send the email to inform me about what the progress upon, yeah, automatically.
No, I mean like let's just say I assign this person, Mutaza Hassan, right? When I click on assign, what will happen in the background? An email will get sent to me in the email inbox.
Yeah, he also sending you email to you.
Assigned to me.
Yeah, it's also sending to you and sending to me. I think both of us, yeah. Email.
You can I don't know. You can probably configure it that way. I don't know, but it definitely gets sent to me.
Okay.
Right? And I'll see it here. So the tester might be, his name might be Bob, right? So let's just say Bob. Well, we're gonna one here for on. Search on this guy. He's the tester. So on. I have a problem. Sorry, so on sprints. Okay, we'll go on, we'll assign it to him and the email will go to him and then he'll start testing. And then we'll go, and so he'll do the testing. So we'll go there and he'll do the testing. And then eventually, as developer, I might get another developer. I'll do a code review. So this will probably be assigned to me as well, or actually might be assigned to the other developer. His name might be Harry, right? assign it to him. He does a code review. He looks at it, goes there. Okay, good, done. And then we eventually we do the documentation. We go, okay, we'll add this part, documentation, and that's the user story finished. Right? You can do it this way as creating subtasks and then going from there. Or you can, if some people just leave it as a user story, they don't create subtasks and just go here. Actually, you need to create subtasks. In Azure DevOps, you need to create subtasks. What they do, so yeah, so you create subtasks and you go from there. This is how you develop. Right?
Okay.
So now let's just say, now, so here we can create another subtask. We go here, we'll go here. Handshake. Right, I'll go here, new subtask. Development. Right. And unit testing. Unit testing. Code review. Right. So what happens? We do another handshake. So another developer will take this on and we'll go, okay, or now we'll go here and we'll start development. Now let's just say the sprint's finished. It is 14th of January and the sprint has been finished and we weren't able to finish this off. What happens now? What you do is you go with the developers, you have another meeting and say, okay, let's have a retrospective meeting of how we went in this sprint. Were we able to finish it off? How did we go? And so and so. And you have a feedback. Can we improve? How do we improve? And this and that. You know what I mean? And then what happens is now you go to the business, right? The product owner, someone. And you might want the developers to come in the meeting. You might not want to. It's up to you as a business analyst. You might want the developers to be in the meeting, or you go, no, I'll just do the meeting with the product owner. You show them, okay, this is what we developed. We've developed the MyGov homepage. Does it look good? All good? Yep, all good. All done, and they're happy with it, right? And then what happens is that, and just say, well, we couldn't able to develop the security roles, but we'll develop it in the next sprint, right? So what happens? So that's your one sprint one from beginning to end.
Okay.
So now it's 15th of January. Then you have another meeting with the developers. You do another sprint planning. So you go back to the backlog. You go, okay. You go, okay. So what we did. So we go, okay. So this was obviously when you start developing, you see your status as well. So you go status. You probably set it as done. So MyGov homepage was done. But security roles. So if we go here, so this is but security roles wasn't done, right? So we go, so security roles will make that. So you see, you mentioned done. It's taking it out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, here we'll make this. We'll go login page, not login page. We'll go Medicare. We'll start this as in progress. Is there in progress? There's no in progress. Anyway. Maybe create another state called in progress here, another status. You know what I mean? But anyway, there is no in progress here. But anyway, so what happens is now we go, okay, now this is part of sprint. What we do now, now you have another sprint planning meeting. You go, okay, now we'll probably move this to sprint 2. This is not complete yet. Now we'll move this to sprint. Now we'll add this now. Obviously, given effort. How long would it take to make the login page? The guy would say maybe like it might take like, 30 hours. Okay. So again, remember we have so it's a new sprint. So we have again 180 hours of development, right? You minus the 30 hours, right? So you go, okay, 30 hours, we go, okay, 180 minus 30. Right, and then what's remaining of this? The security roles. Maybe maybe the 20 hours is remaining of this role. So we get 20 hours. Okay, so now we have 130 hours and other user stories we create, we can add that to sprint 2 and go from there. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
And then so and so, and it works in a life cycle. And now we go here, we'll go sprint 2. So we're still in sprint 1. So when we go sprint 1, we'll go to sprint 2. Sprint 2. Now this is sprint 2. We create all the subtasks again, and then we start developing going from there. All right. And then once you start developing, you can start even building your own reports. You create a dashboard, and you can go, okay, how are we progressing? So you as a BA or maybe as a project manager, you add a widget. You know, I want to see every task that let's just add this, the burn down chart. This is what it looks like. Assigned to me, you know, and all these other things. Yeah, you can create your own reports. Sprint burn down. Sprint capacity. So you can add these things to your team members. Who are your team members? Velocity. You can add all these things. All right. And you can make this your report. You'll see, okay, well, these are the people I have. You can, there's all these other widgets I think you can do. Go from there. Well, and this will give you indication. This, at least this one is made. You can see, okay, well, this is what we've done. Right? And you can see the progress. And go from there. Word items, so maybe chart word items. You can modify this. Okay, I want to see a pie chart of all my work items that are currently, I don't know. Let's just go here. Select query. Select query. Script pie. So you might want to create a query here in the board. Create a query, and you want to see all the pending ones. So you go here, new query. So we do here new query. We go, okay, work items type, which is product backlog item. The state we wanted to see all that are new. All right. All right, we'll go save. Run query. So this is where you see all the new. Actually, we don't do that. Hold on. Run query. So we've got these three, right? And also this is what we have. And we can go here, add clause, iteration path. And you go here, current iteration. You know what I mean? Or if you go here, run query. Anyway, let's just leave it at this. We'll go here, run query, and we'll save this. We'll go, okay, what do we save it as? Can I save this query? Save query. We'll call this here Mahi query. We'll save it as shared queries. All right, done. Right, and what we'll do, you can even export to CSV. So if you go here, turn folder, you can see CSV format here. And if you go back to the widget, hold on, if we go back to the dashboard, what happened? Yeah, work items. So we click here, we configure, we'll go queries, shared query, Mahi query. I want to group by state. Okay, save, done. We can see here. Let me just delete all this. Okay, so you can see here, new, the done, there's one done and there's two new.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you can keep a track of what's new, what's done, and so on. So you might have another widget. So you go edit, you go add another widget. We go here, add another chart. Add, go here. And you go, okay, well, we want to make that. We want to go, okay, query. We go here, Mahi query. And we want to group by assigned to. Who's it assigned to? Here, okay. Obviously, it's also assigned to me here, but if there's another person, 2 or 3 people, you'll see who is it assigned to, and go from there.
So why here is showing like the 3 queries only assigned? Yeah, this is the showing the done and
They're all
done.
assigned to me. They're all assigned. I think. Well, no, actually, wait. See, I see blank. See, they're all blank, right? So what you do? Let's go back to that query. Query, Mahi query. We'll go here and we'll sign this. We'll sign this to Murtaza Hassan. We'll save it. All right, we'll go back. Now it's assigned to Murtaza Hassan. All right, and we'll assign the Medicare as well to Murtaza Hassan. Actually, what I'll do, hold on. I'll assign this to, let me assign this to on. I'll assign it to on. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll assign to Murtaza Hassan, save. Right, so 2 people. Now, if we go back to the overview, go to the dashboard, see 2 things assigned to Murtaza Hassan, and 1 is blank. See? Make sense?
Yeah, before it's showing only a sign, yeah. And then what do you need?
Yeah, so like if I go here, let's just say if this we make this unassigned.
Okay.
If I unassign this, I'll save it. So it's not assigned to anyone. So now what will happen here?
Only one.
Dashboard, you see 1 person assigned, and 2 are unassigned.
I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
So this is it here. Cool. I'll stop sharing now. All right. So that's about it. Was it good information? So yeah, we'll maybe we might have another meeting. I'll show you CRM and we'll go from there another day.
Yeah, sure, inshallah. And I also like try to planning the move in the first week of the January.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that offline. All right.
Okay, no problem. All good, brother.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum.